Hi, everybody. It's me, the fabulous Leo Brown, and I'm back on YouTube land after a month-long hiatus. I have been busy, busy, busy with just work and obligations and family and all that kind of stuff that nobody wants to really hear about. But anywho, I came on here to talk about something that well, I came on here to talk about something that has been discussed numerous times on YouTube. Numerous times. I mean, like Squeaky Jones discussed it. Spiller Boy discussed it at one point. Like certain YouTubers have talked about this, but I wanted to throw in my 5 cents on this subject, and something that I want to talk about is women versus gay men, versus in particular black women versus gay black men, because I recently went out of town. I did a book tour. I was in the DMV area for a little over a month, for almost 3 weeks. And while I'm there, I dealt with a woman who, how do I'll just say it like this. The experience that I had with her was not a positive one. We've since talked it out. We're okay, we're cool, but it was interesting. I'll just say that, and it was something that I never understood. And I never understood how a lot of my gay friends would be like, well, I don't like women. Women, I can't stand women. Women ain't shit. Da, da, da. I never understood that because I was like, well, what do you mean? Like women, women are, if it weren't for women, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't exist. What you talking about? And it wasn't until I was around this certain person, and I will not say their name, because names have power. But it wasn't until I was around a certain person that I understood what a lot of my friends and counterparts were trying to say. Um, to make a very long story short, so I'm being hosted by this woman, and we ended up having an intimate conversation about our childhoods. And in the midst of the conversation, she says to me how she was abused, and her parents were abusive to her, and things of that nature. And I pretty much tell her the same thing, like the same thing happened to me. My mother was abusive with me. I had my mother's boyfriend. He was physically abusive, and he was also sexually abusive too. And she then replied and she said, "Oh, so that's why you're gay." And I'm gonna be real with y'all. I was shocked by that. I was like, what? Like, not. And here's the thing, I wasn't shocked by what she said because I've heard that before. I've heard that whole, and I call it the Tyler Perry logic. In my opinion, I was molested. That's why I like dick. No, that is not why you like dick. You like dick because you like dick. Let's just. I'm just being honest. Okay. So and I defended myself and I said, no, I don't believe that's why I'm gay. I believe I'm gay because this is who I am. This is me. I can't be anyone but myself. And she then went on to say, she was like, well, that's, Satan opened the door for you to be that way and da da da. And I'm like, no, I disagree with you. You have a right to your opinion because everyone has a right to their opinion, even if I don't have to like what you say. But I'm gonna agree to disagree with you on that. And we left it at that. And what got me, to be honest, was I'm like, well, this is supposed to be a friend. This is a girlfriend of mine. Like, this is a woman that I view as a sister. Like I said, we have since discussed this and we're fine now. But uh, you know, it was hurtful for me because I was like, I would never say that to you. You were abused. Doesn't mean you're a lesbian. You still like men. So what are you trying to say? And what I noticed as the visit went on was I got the feeling that she viewed me as a sort of rival. Like she viewed me as competition. She viewed me as someone that she had to watch, especially when it came to me that she liked. Or if I expressed that I liked a guy or what have you. And it was in that moment that I really started to understand where it comes from. But I really want to know, what is this? Like, because I'm gonna be honest, I'm a gay man. I have nothing against women. I don't want to be a woman. Yes, I'm in touch with my feminine side. We all know. We know that. We know that. I'm very feminine and flamboyant. I have always been that way. That's never going to change. However, I don't want to be a woman because a woman's lot in life is different than my lot in life as a man. I mean, I'm just being honest. I don't want to be a woman. I have nothing against women. I think women are the most beautiful, fantastic creatures, feminine, fantastical. Um, I don't know why I am woman from the Miss Black America sketch from In Living Color is in my head. But anywho, um, I don't have anything against women. I never have. I've never been that kind of gay man that feels that women are beneath him. I just don't. I don't view women like that. In my opinion, we're on the same playing field. We're opposite, but we're equal. That's how I view it. I don't view you as, well, you're less than, or I'm less than you. I don't view that. But what I've noticed with a lot of women you know, is that a lot of women look at a certain type of gay man. And I'm just gonna say, like, they particularly do this with feminine gay men. They tend to box them. They tend to put them in a round, in a square peg, really. And they box them and think, oh, well, you're gonna be my errand boy. You're gonna be, the one that carries my purse. You're gonna be the one that I kiki with, that I gossip with. You're gonna be the one that does my hair, that tells me what to wear. You're gonna be the one that does my makeup. You know what I mean? But if I, as a gay man, needed you, you're nowhere in sight. Case in point, I look at shows, and I think this is I honestly believe this is why shows like Real Housewives, shows like Prancing Elites, shows like um, Cutting It in Detail, why they get the smack they do with that. And well, Prancing Elites is not a bad show. I love that show. Shout out to y'all. I love y'all. Anywho, um, but Real Housewives, Cutting It in Detail, Tamar and Vince. Like, if you look at those shows and you look at the gay men, the gay counterparts they have on those shows, they literally are following the women around like dogs, and they're oh my god, and agreeing with everything the woman says, and never really checking the person when they're wrong, at all, or they're, well, I'm their tag along, I'm their buddy, you know. And I've noticed that even with friendships, a lot of girls will befriend me, and I'm just basing this on my own experience. They'll befriend me just because I'm gay. Not because I'm a person, not because I'm nice, not because I'm cool, but oh my God, you're gay, you're fabulous. And I'm like, dude, I'm not like that all the time. I mean, like, I'm pretty laid back. I'm not the, like, that's just, I mean, now I can get like that. I can, depending on the environment, but that's not me. So I never understood this whole you can be with me thing, but you have to conform. You have to fit in a certain mold in order for you and I to be friends. There has to be this hidden air of competition. You know what I mean? Like, I've never understood that. Never. But when I thought back, when I came back from my event, I thought about it and I was like, a lot of my girlfriends, not all of them, because let me just say this too. I know that not all women are like that, and not all gay men are like this either. So let me just say that right now. But when I came back from my event, I got to thinking, and I was like, that's actually been the case with me. I've dealt with women where they saw me as less, like I was the gay one. You know what I mean? I wasn't Leo. I was the gay friend whose name was Leo. I was the gay black friend. I was the feminine gay. I was the queen. And granted, I don't mind those titles, but at the same time, it's like I'm still a person. You know what I mean? So I don't understand that division, like where it comes from. And with gay men, not all gay men, but with some gay men, I get the anger, but I also, excuse me, I also think it's misdirected because, excuse me, because if you don't confront said friend and say, look, I get that you and I are friends and stuff, but I don't want to just hold your purse, or I don't want to just, I don't want you to call me whenever there's a man issue, because I'm human too. I have issues too. So I think sometimes we have to, you know, sometimes in life you have to pick your battles, but at the same time you also have to learn how to confront things too, and you don't have to yell and get all mad and you don't have to do all of that. But I think saying what you feel in a respectable, honest way is smart, because case in point with the woman that I'm referring to in this, with her, I basically called her up and I was like, look, you said some shit that was hurtful and I don't appreciate it. And it wasn't right. And granted, you have a right to your opinion, that's fine, but I don't, mm-mm. It ain't my gig, and I'm not going to that gig. I'm sorry. I don't believe in that. I don't agree. And she apologized and she was like, I'm sorry. You are who you are, blah, 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 blah. And and that's it. But it actually made me want to come on here and talk about this, because I'm like, wow, do a lot of gay men experience this? Is that why certain gay men don't like women, or they don't like being around a lot of women? Is that where that comes from? Because I've noticed it, and I'm like, what the hell is really going on? Like, you know what I mean? Because I feel like we all can get along. But then when you think about it, when you have the fag hags, when you have the fruit flies, and I hate those terms, but when you have those types of women, I like the Willie Grace syndrome. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, I couldn't think of one. Willie Grace. That's a good example. That's a great example of this horrible codependent. Because if you look at Will and Grace was a bitch. Grace was really a mess. And she leaned on Will a lot. She was very codependent. She was very needy. She was very clingy. It was always about her. But and especially when it came to her and her many men that she went with throughout the series. But if Will met a man and Will was happy and doing his thing, it was kind of met with like, well, I'm happy that you're meeting somebody, I'm happy for you, but what about me? She always felt that she was left out. She never really learned to be self-reliant, to be alone, to have our own thing. Like, and I was in high school when Will and Grace first came out. And I remember it because I wanted to be, I didn't want to be, but my favorite character was Jack, because Jack was just so like in your face. Jack didn't give any fucks. But see, and on the flip, a lot of gay men don't like people like Jack because they think Jack is too stereotypical. We give gays a bad name, which we don't. If it wasn't for the flamboyant gay men, and I'm going off on a tangent, if it wasn't for the flamboyant ones like myself, you would not have a gay rights movement. Let's get that together. And if it wasn't for the transgender movement, the transgendered, people, you wouldn't have a gay rights movement. So let's get that two together, okay? So stop all this, trans and femme bashing and all. Stop that, like for real. I really want us as a community to really reel that in and be like, look, bitch, you're gay, I'm gay. Cool. We may express our gayness differently, but we're all in this together at the end of the day. So let's just get that two together. But anywho, but getting back to the whole Willie Grace thing, I never realized that. I never because I was so young. I was 17 when Willie Grace came out, 16, 17 when Willie Grace debuted. And I never understood, the whole, his best friend's a girl, and I didn't get the dynamic until I actually started meeting women, and we would just become really good friends. But then I would notice a pattern. Most, damn near every woman, except for the extent of maybe two, would treat me like, oh, well, you're the gay one, and you got to be fabulous all the time. You can't walk around your house in, sweatpants and t-shirt. Your face needs to be beat. Case in point, I did a podcast for a woman based out of Texas. She came to my house, she looked in my house, and she said, and I quote, she was like, "You live with two other gay men and y'all don't know how to decorate?" That's exactly what she said. And I had to check her. I had to check her. I was like, first of all, bitch, this ain't your house. Okay? This ain't your house. This is my house. My name is Elise, not yours. And furthermore, why are you stereotyping that because we're gay men, we know about style and fashion and decor? I hate to break it to you, but majority of gay men don't know that kind of stuff. I'll be the first one to tell you. When it comes to clothing and fashion, I'm just now learning that, and I'm 35. I'm just now learning how to coordinate. Because trust me, if it was up to me, I'll still be matching my denims. Like, I'm just being honest. Okay? I still would be like, well, I can wear this blue and this blue and this blue and this blue. Like, I still would be that. But I'm learning steadily, wait, you can't do that anymore. And really, you can never do that. But, I didn't know about color coordination, and, you don't, and you have to wear a certain type of sock with a shoe, and you don't wear socks with sandals. People in the DMV, the men in particular, stop wearing socks with sandals. I really, stop. Just please stop. Anywho, but, I don't know that. Like, for instance, I'm not a good cook. I like to cook, but do I know how to cook? No. The man I marry, he will have to be the one in the kitchen, not me. I'll be the one doing the dishes, because that's the last thing I know how to do is cook. I cook in other places. But anywho, I just wanted to get that off my chest. I wanted to talk about that and bring it up, because I think that's a big issue. And I think that's actually really sad, because women, I just want to say to the women that watch my channel, I relate to you more than you think. You know what I mean? But I don't want to be you. I don't want to take away the power that you have. Nor do I want you to take away the power that I have. Because we're all special and unique in our own way. So that's all I wanted to say. So for those of you who watch my channel, I want to know, what do you think the problem? Where does the problem lie? Do you think? Why do you think there is a sort of unsaid rivalry with some gay black men, or just gay men and women? I'm not gonna make it just a black thing, because I think it's across the board. So I want to know, what do you think? And as my phone is ringing, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think, and I will talk with you all very soon. Talk to you later. Bye.